Good morning, everyone. Mr. K here with another Life Skills talk. And one thing I want to talk to you about this morning is about how I am really starting to see teaching and the whole concept of teaching a little bit differently now as this remote learning environment has been part of our lives for the last 11 weeks now. Actually, we're in our 12th week now of remote learning. And it's really changed my philosophy of teaching. I've always seen myself as a guide, but in terms of how we're doing it now, it's changed my perspective about more of a coach. And why I say that is because now that you're not in the classroom, I realize how little control I have over you actually playing the game. Okay. So I want you to see school as a game. And if you look at school, it's your place to develop your sense of responsibility and your sense of skills that are going to be required in the world for you to be a citizen. That is what school is for. And at your age level, it's becoming more work related and responsibility related because you're preparing to be part of the world, which is a really fantastic process. And it makes me feel very important as a teacher. But I'm really starting to see it as a game in terms of you have to play it. If you play the game, you're going to get good at the game because you get good at anything that you do a lot of. You become what you practice. And that's one of the things that we have up on the life skills board is that you become what you practice. Whatever you do, if you do it enough, you'll get good at it. And it depends what you're practicing or not practicing because you could get good at not doing anything as well. I mean, that's totally possible to do. But getting back to the sports is that let's take the coach here, for example. Okay. Let's say here I'm the coach and here you are as the player, right? Well, my job is to make sure that I point you in the right direction, like that gentleman's doing right there. I'm giving you the appropriate amount of work and the appropriate amount of expectations that are required for you to be successful in, let's just say, the game of fourth grade. Now, the game of fourth grade, you need to have before you play the fifth grade game. It's like climbing steps. So I am proud of myself. I'm going to give myself a compliment. I've done my personal best to, with the remote learning that we've been doing, to give you appropriate amount of work and get you ready for coming back into the classroom where things are going to change. But the work that I've given you, that's the directions. In terms of you playing, that's your responsibility because when you play, like these kids right here are playing, right? They're playing, they're actually doing it. All right. Now, it doesn't matter if they're winning or losing, they're getting better because they're actually playing. And you can see they're taking it seriously. They're doing their personal best. Even this kid, he's way in the back there. He's still running, right? He's not giving up on himself. And that's really what I want you to learn at this age is the fact is I don't care where you're at in terms of your learning. I care about what direction you're headed in and how hard you're trying. If you're behind, you need to try even harder. You need to believe in yourself that much because learning to give up on yourself at 9 or 10 is not where I want you to be in your life. I want you to feel like you always have a chance because you always do have a chance. Okay. All of you were ahead of me when I was in fourth grade. Okay. I'm telling you that honestly. And I turned out okay. So just believe in yourself now. Start now. I wish I would have started when I was in fourth grade. Okay. That's one of the reasons why I got into teaching is so that I can pass this message on to you earlier. All right. Now, so if you're playing, you're going to get better. Now, what does it mean to play in fourth grade? It means three things, really. You're going to show up to the meetings and you're actually going to focus and do the work that I'm doing. We do a lot of modeling in the first trimester. Now, next trimester, there's going to be more independent work, but that's going to be based on the modeling that I've been doing. And if you've been following along with me as I've modeled the process, things are going to be a lot easier. Sometimes coaches do that. They'll get out and they'll show how to dribble the soccer ball or how to kick it into the net, right? Now these kids are practicing and that's your part. And that comes down to your IXL and your Lexia. Those are the two things that if you've been doing consistently, that means like all the time and doing what you're expected, you have the skills and you have the practice that are appropriate for your level right now. Now, what if you haven't been doing it? Let's take another example. Okay. Let's take this guy, right? Well, he's got a soccer ball. He's got a soccer ball, right? So he can technically say he's playing soccer right now, right? He can. He could say, well, yeah, I'm playing soccer. Yeah, look, I got a soccer ball. I'm going to get better. Is he practicing? No. And he can dream all he wants. He can sit there and dream about playing soccer and how great he's going to be and that he's going to win the World Cup one day. But you know what? That's all fantasy land. Okay. He's not putting in the practice like these kids are. See, these kids are actually getting good, right? Even this kid in the back right now, he's not dreaming, he's struggling. Okay. And the struggle is really important for improvement. We all struggle at some point, and that's really what I want you to learn is to get through the struggle. Okay. You have to work hard in life for the easy. In fact, when you were growing up, walking, like Hudson right now is learning how to walking super hard. He falls down all the time and he just gets right back up, right? He just gets right back up and he falls down and he gets back up. But at some point we learn that it's not okay to struggle. And I don't know why. We just learn that it's easier to sit back and just dream about how things are going to go away. And it doesn't. And that's the problem. It just doesn't. So it's really important that you are doing your work, your expected work. And if you've been doing it, you've been playing. And if you've been doing this, you're probably starting to see that things are getting really hard and it's going to get more of a struggle. And if you don't have the skills of getting through a struggle, do you see the problem here? Here's another thing. When you're at the meetings, now our attendance is great at the meetings, like spectacular. We have great attendance, okay? But there's a difference between being at the meeting and being at the meeting. So if you're showing up at the meeting and you're sitting there and you're laying back and you're just kind of yawning, like I know some of you do, you're not doing what I'm doing when I'm doing it. Yeah, this guy could say, yeah, I'm playing. Yeah, I'm on the team. Look, I got the jersey on. Yeah, I got it going. Right. He's not getting any better. Okay. He's not. He's sitting back and he's basically pretending that he's doing what he should be doing and that he should be just as good as everyone else. Right? So if you're doing that at our meetings, you're really not helping yourself. Okay. And honestly, we've already talked about it. This is different this year as a coach because I can't see you playing at home. I can't. I can see on the screen, sure, but I can't see what you're doing on that screen. You could be doing anything or you could be doing nothing. That's up to you. But you know where all of this shows? On the field. All of it shows on the field. No matter what's seen or what's not seen, it always shows on the field. Okay. And when you're a kid, that means school. When you're an adult, it means your job or your relationships that you have. It always shows. You don't hide anything. Okay. Now you can pretend and you can avoid it, but it always eventually shows. Okay. And I love this here. Embrace the struggle. Okay. The struggle means when things get hard. When things get hard, let it make you stronger. It won't last forever. And it's true. When I work out, I don't go in to work out and lift little weights that like paper clips and say, well, I worked out. Okay, well, first of all, was there any struggle in that? No, not at all. Okay, what you want to do is you want to find an appropriate way to test yourself, right? A lot of people think they're brave because they do foolish things, right? Oh, well, I jumped off a roof. That makes me brave. No, that makes you foolish. You know what makes you brave? When you do something that's hard, that's good for you. When you do something that's hard, that's good for you, that makes you stronger and that makes you brave. And I see these people walk around sometimes and they got these big muscles and they're strutting around and they just think they're really tough until things get hard. And then they quit and they run away from it. And that doesn't look strong to me. Okay. And you don't want to develop those habits of as soon as things get hard, you tune out, you make an excuse, you find a way to get out of it. She's doing it too. He's doing it too. Well, the whole world's doing it. First of all, that's not going to get you anywhere. And second of all, that's not going to make you stronger. And in fact, if you do the opposite, that's going to get you ahead. Because if other people aren't doing it and you're doing it, they're staying still and you're moving forward. Do you see where that's going? Right? Well, what's happening in the class, and I love it, is most of you are struggling. You're doing your best. You're working hard and you're enjoying it. You're really enjoying it. Some of you said, oh, I like school, Mr. K, for the first time. And this isn't even really, it's school, but if you're enjoying this, you're going to love it when you come back. Okay. And maybe you'll enjoy it for the rest of your life. I hope so. But what happens is that while everyone's moving ahead, if you're standing still, look what happens. Now you're here. Now you're falling behind, right? How nobody's going to come back to you, okay? That just doesn't happen. You're going to have to move forward. And that means you do your personal best, okay? So I'm proud of all of you. I love all of you. And I hope you understand that. I want you to be successful in your life. And I hope that I can be a part of that. But I'm a coach. And so are your parents. Your parents cannot play your game for you, okay? They can coach you, they can cheer for you, but they can't play for you. And ask your parents about that. They will tell you that. I'm going to send this home so they could watch it too. And parents, thank you so much for being supportive. This has been an unbelievably difficult year for all of us. I totally get it, but you've been amazing. You've been super supportive. And I hope you realize, I know that I'm pretty energetic. I have a lot of energy, but I try to point it in the direction where everyone wins and everyone benefits. So have a good day. And we're going to get going here, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to embrace the challenge.